Hello, friends. What's crack-a-lackin'? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by ButcherBox. ButcherBox sends you high-quality, healthy protein that you can trust 100% grass-fed and finished beef, free-range chicken, and heritage breed pork. That's old world pork before they, did whatever the fuck they do. The way pigs are meant to be. It's incredibly convenient. ButcherBox delivers right to your door on dry ice, free shipping anywhere in the lower 48. Sorry, Hawaii and Alaska. And if you've never had animals raised on pasture as opposed to grain-fed animals, there's a huge difference in taste. I vastly prefer it. It's much healthier for you, allegedly. We're going to get into that in this podcast. There's a lot of allegedlys when it comes to health. And outside of ButcherBox, this type of high-quality meat is very hard to find. For those who live in food deserts, it's nearly impossible. For those who live in big cities with expensive supermarkets like Whole Foods, the prices and variety from ButcherBox are hard to beat. You can use the offer code Rogan at checkout and add 20% off plus free bacon to your first offer. I almost got through it without fucking up a word. I'll say that again. Use the promo code Rogan at checkout for $20 off plus free bacon to your first order. To get this deal, go to butcherbox.com, click the banner, and enter the discount code Rogan at checkout. I'm a big fan of this company. They're changing not just the way people buy and get grass-fed, 100% grass-fed and finished beef, but they're also working on changing the way farmers actually raise their animals, and this is something that we'll talk about more in the future. But I'm a big fan of the company, and I'm a big fan of this deal. So again, go to butcherbox.com, use the code Rogan at checkout to add $20 off plus free bacon to your first offer. Butcherbox.com. We're also brought to you by LegalZoom. Ladies and gentlemen, time is money, right? Sort of. Sometimes you just sit around it. It's just nothing. But if you run your own business, fuck yeah, time's money. Running a successful business involves taxes, contracts, and a whole lot of fine print, things that eat up too much of your time. Well, it's time to turn to LegalZoom. Over the last 17 years, more than 1 million Americans have used LegalZoom to help launch their businesses, including Onnit. We started Onnit with LegalZoom. That's how it was first established. But that's only the beginning, because LegalZoom also has a network of independent attorneys and tax professionals who can provide you with the advice that you need to get through the daily grind of running your business. And the best part is, you don't have to worry about driving to anyone's office or being billed by the hour. Since LegalZoom isn't a law firm, you can count on LegalZoom to provide your business with the resources that you need and the service that fits your schedule. Invest your time and money into growing your business and let LegalZoom help with the legal stuff. Go to LegalZoom.com now and use the code Rogan at checkout for special savings. So once again, that's promo code Rogan at LegalZoom.com. LegalZoom, where life meets legal. And we're also brought to you by Quip, the toothbrush that I use every day. Because the truth is, most of us are brushing our teeth wrong, or not long enough, or we forget to change our brush, right? It gets all busted up. And it's because most brands focus on selling flashy gimmicks rather than better brushing, but not Quip. So what makes Quip so different? Well, for starters, Quip is an electric toothbrush that's a fraction of the cost of bulkier brushes, while still packing just the right amount of vibrations to help clean your teeth. In fact, Quip's built-in timer helps you clean for a dentist-recommended 2 minutes with guiding pulses that remind you when to switch sides. It's perfect for me because I fucking zone out like the dummy that I am. But I just get that little hum. I know it's, changes the pulse, and then I switch sides. And then also Quip has a subscription plan. And the plans are designed for your health, not just for convenience. They deliver new brush heads on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5, including free shipping worldwide. Quip also comes with a mount that suctions right to your mirror and unsticks for you to use as a cover for hygienic travel whenever you take your teeth on the road. And finally, everyone loves Quip, including me. They're on Oprah's O List. They've been named one of Time Magazine's best inventions, and it's the first subscription electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. Plus, they're backed by a network of over 20,000 dentists and hygienists and hundreds of thousands of happy brushers like me use Quip every day. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/Rogan right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's get your first refill pack free at getquip.com/Rogan, spelled GETQUIP.com/Rogan. Okay. Today's the big date. Today is a big debate date. Today is Dr. Joel Kahn and Chris Kresser. I always say that wrong. Chris Kresser. Say that 50 times fast. Chris has been on the podcast many times before. This is Dr. Joel Kahn's first appearance on the podcast. And what this discussion and this sort of debate is about plant-based vegan diets versus what Chris refers to, or many refers to, as paleo, or what did he call it? Nutrivore, which is a new one that I've heard. I've heard ancestral diet. That's another one. But the idea is mostly vegetables with meat and maybe some organ meat. We left all the ethics aside, and I know for a lot of people that's a big issue, but we did not have enough time. We really wanted, we got way down in the weeds many times just discussing the nutrition aspects of it. But I think we got through it with about as good a job as you could ever do. And I credit these two gentlemen because they kept their cool. They debated, but they never got personal. And even though things were under dispute, the way they handled it was admirable. So thank you, Chris, and thank you, Joel. And please welcome Dr. Joel Kahn and Chris Kresser.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Dr. Kahn, before we get started, why don't you just tell everybody what your background is? You will be representing the vegan portion of this discussion. Tell people about yourself a little bit.
Thank you. I feel like the head broccoli in the United States today. But I am from Motown, Motor City. Badass. Born and raised, University of Michigan School of Medicine, summa cum laude. Internal medicine training, cardiology training in Dallas, Texas. Very hard to be vegan in Dallas, but I did it in the 80s because I've been doing this 42-year vegan.
42 years.
Vegan, thank you.
That's impressive.
Age 18. And then Kansas City, Missouri, another tough town to eat plants in only, the steakhouse, Casey Masterpiece. Did training in stenting. I was blasting open heart attacks from 1990 on. Came back to Michigan, very active cath lab, heart attack. You're dead, I bring you back practice 24 hours a day with great partners. And about 3 to 4 years ago, I used all these decades of plant-based medicine I've been basically bringing my family up with and teaching patients, but opened a completely preventive cardiology practice. And along the way with my wife and son, we now own 3 plant-based restaurants, 2 in Detroit, 1 in Austin, Texas. Write books, do TV, write blogs. Teach. Not going to stop them 150. Because there's a lot of erectile dysfunction to stamp out. That's my passion.
That?
Oh, my God. What else? What better purpose in life?
Well, okay, we can get to that later.
Heart disease is somewhere in that mix, too.
Okay, and if people want to read more about you, website is?
Yeah, DrJoelKahn, drjoelkahn.com.
And you've written a ton of books, right? How
5
many books?
books?
5 books.
And a bunch of medical papers and a whole lot of blogs.
Awesome. And Chris?
Yeah, Chris Kresser. I did my undergrad at UC Berkeley and then got a Master's of Science and co-director of the California Center for Functional Medicine, which is a functional medicine clinic in here in California, up in Berkeley. And I came to this from my own experience with chronic illness. As you know, Joe, got really sick back in my early 20s when I was traveling around the world. And, conventional medicine didn't have much to offer for me. And so that led me on a path of trying to figure out the best approach from a diet and behavior and lifestyle perspective to heal from my own chronic